everybody, it's Calxiyn here. If you guys enjoy this video, everyone sort of talk to us about what you guys talk to us about. That was a bit confusing. Anyway, today we are going to talk about an idea that I had, and that is Ilia, Blake, Sun, and Weiss taking back the Schnee dust.
It's a shame Sun had to show up, but I guess we need comedic.
Well, the reason that I put Sun in is because we had another video where Sage and Scarlet were dead, right? Where there's a rumor that they're both dead, and so Neptune and Sun would come to Atlas, and I said that's the only acceptable reason that Sun should come to Atlas, because he shouldn't abandon his team, so if Neptune comes with him, I guess that's alright.
I disagree with that. I just think you dislike Sun, which is okay. I mean, I'm kind of in that...
But I mean, anyway. If he leaves without his team, that's a shitty thing to do. Like, hey guys, sorry, our headmaster's dead, but I'm gonna go with them.
No, it's
you know
a
what
shitty
I mean?
thing to do, I think.
And so that's what I'm saying, that like, that's the only logical reason for him to come with is that if Neptune's the only one left and his team has nothing in Mistral anymore. So that's why Sun is here. But my idea is basically that Ilia and, you know, Gira's kind of reconsidering his position during the White Fang, right? Ilia's probably going to help him out with that. Ilia's first order of business as the, I don't know, the co-White Fang leader or whatever the fuck is, you know, helping Weiss take down the Schnee Dust Company. So they get to Atlas. Weiss obviously wants to take the company back from her father. All that sort of stuff. And, you know, basically what happens is that, you know, it's a White Fang operation joined in with a Weiss operation, and so it could be sort of, I don't know how to explain this necessarily, but it could be painted as, this is the new White Fang. The new White Fang is gonna work in tandem with companies and stuff like that. Like, Weiss is the heiress, and, like, you know, if you were gonna do a press conference, right, after Weiss takes back the company from Jocks, Weiss could say, like, no more will we be using, like, cheap fauna slaver, no more will we be misabusing our coworkers, you know, we will be working...
Did you say misabusing?
Misabusing?
You can just say abusing. I'm sorry, I love being a dick sometimes.
You know, whatever. Abusing, like, our staff and our team. Like, this is the new Schnee Dust Company, the one that works in tandem with the new White Fang, right? And Weiss can say, they helped me get my company back from my father so I could help them. You know, like, I feel like that would be a very interesting character arc for Weiss to go through. And then you would have, again, all the Faunus sort of helping out with that, and I think that's a pretty compelling idea. You know what I mean? And so it's interesting to sort of think about, you know, I think the press conference is the best way to explain that, because that would be a summary for the media, like, to explain that idea. Like, Weiss being like, I've retaken the Schnee Dust Company out of the hands of my father, who was never fit to run it in the first place. You know, we are doing it to improve the company. The White Fang didn't hold me against my will. This is the new White Fang where we'll fight for, you know, equality for everyone, and we just started here.
Their stock price would plummet after an announcement like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yikes. I mean...
Because there was a company that, like, Walmart stock dropped dramatically after a few stores unionized.
Oh.
So like it would be, if it was that on a mass scale, everything would go to shit.
I mean, Weiss is...
I would actually enjoy
They're
that
the
more.
only dust company, though. They have a monopoly, basically.
They do have a monopoly.
They snuff out other dust companies, so it's like, bitch,
true.
y'all have no other fucking choice.
But I would also enjoy if it wasn't easy for her, that even after she got control of it, she was constantly fending off, even if to an extent she almost lost it again.
Yeah. And I feel like maybe it would be like, Weiss, are you sure this is gonna be okay? That's my RWBY impression, right? And Weiss would be like, sometimes you make sacrifices to make things right, like monetary sacrifice, obviously, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that would be interesting. I really ship Ilia and Weiss, so that's kind of the other reason I had this idea. But it was more so because you have the new sort of reformed White Fang, and like, Ilia and Weiss can be like, listen, you hate my parents, I hate my parents. Or just Jocks, if you want to call it that, you know? Because Ilia's parents died in a dust mine accident, and so when she sees Weiss, it's going to be very interesting.
Do you think they
character stuff.
Faunus that worked in mines dust mines? That's the best laugh I've gotten for you for like a very long time, and it's upsetting.
Hunter.
You're welcome. That may or may not have worked into an incompleted fanfic of mine.
So, Ilia hates Weiss. Weiss hates Ilia. But then, soon, Blake realizes, hey, you both hate the same person, so why don't we all work together? Like, you know, this will be good for the new White Fang, this will be good for Ilia to sort of get, like, her revenge, it'll be good for Weiss to take out the company, like, everyone wins here. Sun doesn't really get anything, but he likes to help Blake.
But then again, that's Sun.
So Sun never gets anything. So, yeah, that's just kind of my thought. I think that it would be really nice to see Ilia and Weiss start off hating each other, realizing they have the same goal, work together, and sort of that can be a big thing, like, in the public eye, like, as, you know, Weiss descends out of her mansion for a press conference beside all these faunists, and we're like...
Especially if Weiss falls in love with Ilya.
Okay, we'll talk about that later, yeah.
Imagine that. That could be some, like...
That would be so...
People have rightfully complained about RWBY handling racism with all the care of a fucking baby with a chainsaw, but that would be some actual, like, interesting things.
Yeah.
That if done well, it would have. I mean, if done well, anything could be good, but that especially has some opportunity.
I agree, and I think that that's really fun. Also, like a take back the Schnee Dust Company arc.
Not only have we take.
What?
Did you ever see that? Like, oh god, it was some just like, and I fucked you, like, and I fucked the honest, like something like that.
Yeah, I've
like
seen
that,
people do
like that
before.
scene in that scene in the Hairspray when she's like, "I'm in love with a black boy, mom,"
and I fucked.
And
no,
then I don't
she
think they
doesn't say
said,
that.
"And I fucked him" in the Squeaky Clean Hairspray, but then Kristen Chenoweth like shits herself, and I'm like, "What's that?" And like, "Cause he makes me feel things, mom." They were alerted. Yeah, something like that I would really enjoy.
Yeah, I really like this idea, and I've talked about it a lot. I feel like, again, it would be a good look for the new White Fang, it would be good for Weiss, and it would be good for Ilya, and then we're all happy, you know what I mean? And we all hate the same person. It's Jox. Congratulations. We did it. That's basically all that I sort of got in terms of that. In terms of how this would be implemented, though, because I understand, I don't want to say hesitation, but I understand why it looks like too much of a big idea when we already have so many conflicting arcs going on. Like, I feel like if you want to split it, Weiss and Blake, if you want to split it between the girls, Weiss and Blake handle Schnee Dust Company stuff, right? And then Yang and RWBY handle Ozpin stuff, and that's an interesting dynamic for Yang and RWBY.
Especially maybe with Crow and Raven's parts, and Yang's parts growing in the show, that would be more fertile ground
especially
for them.
because RWBY seems to trust Ozpin entirely, while Yang is sketchy with him, and so it would be interesting for, I don't want to say split up, but if you had two arcs, and so if you had the Weiss arc, and then you had like a RWBY development arc, if you want to call it that. And so Weiss's arc would be obviously taking back the Schnee Dust Company, and also taking it back with the purpose of, they need dust, they're gonna start fighting Salem and everything, like they need as much dust as they can get, and they don't need Jox to try to start World War III, you know, with Ironwood, right? And so there's a practical reason in terms of Salem, Salem's threat to also take back the Schnee Dust Company, whereas, you know, Yang and RWBY have other stuff to do, if you want to call it like that. You know what I mean? And I think that that's really interesting. And I think that that would be a good way to split the arcs up, because a lot of people have a problem with too many characters, too many character arcs. But if you have two clean character arcs that sort of meet in the middle, right? It's all about fighting off Salem, but it's just that RWBY and Yang are doing it in a different way than, you know, Weiss and Blake. That would be a good split off, if you want to call it that. In terms of other, like, some housekeeping notes. I don't know if Ilya's gonna come with us to Alice. I think that she should, because she's the fondest character that has most connection.
And
we've talked about her making more sense than Sun, but she's also at this point a fan favorite.
I find her more interesting than Sun, just as a character.
And I think that she is well liked, and I think that's a big strength. because when you have so many sort of characters, it's hard to, like, I don't want to say that we'll take out the ones that are useless, but that's how it sort of seems sometimes. Like, if I had to, like, pick characters to cut down, for, like, a RWBY rewrite or something, because a couple people have asked me about doing those, sort of like Unicorn of War does, and I'm like, I don't know, but, you know.
We kind of did one with the theory before.
The RWBY what-ifs are sort of those rewrites,
yes.
but it's a bit different. Like, Thomas is rewriting all of the scripts, whereas we just rewrite from a certain plot point and then keep going.
That's a slightly narcissistic move, but I digress.
What do you mean?
Rewriting scripts.
Yeah, but he's doing it for fun. He's not doing it because he thinks that he's, like, you know, high and mighty and knows everything, you know what I mean? But I think that... What was I saying? In terms of, like, characters that you'd want to get rid of because you don't like them, right? Sun is one of the first ones to go for me anyway, because I think that he's kind of...
I don't want to get rid of him, like he's good.
I don't mean to get rid of him permanently, I just mean for the Atlas stuff. Basically, what
Maybe
I mean...
have more of a backseat.
Yeah.
Simplify.
What I mean by too many characters is that, obviously, if there are too many characters and you want to cut some, Ilia is a fan favorite, and so obviously you wouldn't want to cut her for the sake of audience, I guess, if that makes sense. But we did a video on Sun not coming to Atlas already. I said that he should be in the Vacuum arc because that's where he's from, and so it makes the most sense if he would help out there, and whatnot, I guess. But yeah, that's a whole other video. But anyway, I think that we're good here. I think that we're done. If you guys enjoyed this video, remember that you guys should become patrons over on Patreon. If you guys want to join our Discord server and all of that stuff. Hopefully, when this video comes out, it doesn't contradict any RWBY news we get, because the time that we're recording this is before RTX, and the time that we're uploading this is when I get back from RTX, because Hunter's also going on vacation, and so things are sort of a mess right now. So yeah, that's just kind of what I wanted to mention, by the way. I may have to preface, like, I may have to insert an edit and be like, sorry guys, this is a dead theory now. Like, this is dead because of the trailer or something.
We done goofed, kids.
Whoopsies! Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you later. Bye, guys!